graph behind me represents the projected growth of a certain market. By the looks of it, you might think it's AI, robotics, or some really niche stock or crypto coin no one's heard about yet. I'm talking invested in Bitcoin in 2008, because 5% now to 50% in 2050, 1,000% jump in a short 25 years, sounds pretty insane for any industry, right? What this graph behind me actually represents is the projected growth of the solar installation market in the United States. In simple terms, how many American homes are going to have solar panels installed on their roof in 2050? Now, if you're in the industry, whether you're racking up your first few deals, just starting out, or you spent the last 10 years of your life helping American consumers make the switch to renewable energy, I've got good news and I've got bad news for you. The good news is that despite what everyone tells you, you're still here very early and you're on the right path. And you might end up growing alongside or even faster than the market while changing countless lives and making mind-boggling sums of money in the process. The bad news is that while trying to follow this amazing path, a lot of solar companies went out of business. Now I'm talking about Titan, ADT Solar, SunPower, and also the dozens, if not hundreds of companies we haven't even heard about. Now, if that's you and you're really trying to grow in this industry without having to close your doors in the process, that's why I'm here. 3 mistakes solar business owners make while trying to grow their business. My name is Val Baciu. I'm the founder and CEO at 2 Solar and the author of AI-Powered Solar, how AI will revolutionize the solar industry and how you can adapt to come out on top. We've helped countless solar companies scale from 5 to 20 deals a month to 50 to 100 deals a month and beyond. And here are some results on the screen that we've got for our clients. So trust me when I say, 75% of my clients before working with us have made at least one, if not all 3 of these mistakes while trying to grow their business. In this video, I'll break down these mistakes, what they are, how you can avoid them, and how you can use this information to outcompete all of the people in your market. So trust me when I say you're in it for a treat, and I'm ready to share all of my experience on this YouTube channel for free. Now, mistake number 1 is not focusing on the right things. The amount of times I see business owners do all this stuff like organizing their warehouse, figuring out what bolts and wires to use, or even heavily investing in things that do not grow their business, like getting an extra office, getting 10 Nescafe machines, hiring 3 extra assistants. You do not need to do these things if you're trying to grow your business. What you should be actually doing is focusing 90% of your time on things that actually do grow your business and make you more money. Now, you might ask me, what matters? What really matters is getting more customers and maximizing profitability. I'm going to break this down right now. Getting more prospects. I'm talking about leads, opportunities to close. However you get leads, whatever method you do, just try and do that better and try and do that more times. So that will really give your closers on your appointment setters more opportunities to close deals. And now we get into the point of closing more. And it's not just closing appointments more. It's just higher conversion ratios. How many leads turn into appointments? If you're setting 1 in 5, you should fine-tune your operations, train up your reps better so they set 1 in 4, 1 in 3, and you try and get that number as good as possible. As well as closing rate. How many appointments turn into closed deals? You should analyze your sales calls. You should analyze why don't you close. You should analyze your objections. You should analyze why people are not setting appointments and try and get these numbers as good and as profitable as possible. Now, profitability. This is a really, really good one because how much are you getting per close? How much are you getting per deal? How you can figure this out is by looking at how much gross profit are you making compared to the cost of acquiring a customer. So cost per acquisition minus lifetime gross profit. Lifetime gross profit minus cost per acquisition. You want to get that number as high as humanly possible. So how you can do this? Fine-tuning operations. Go through your business, go through your balance sheet and figure out, all right, so I'm spending money on this. What can I cut off that I don't really need right now, that isn't really helping me grow my business, that my business can live and survive without, that I just do not need right now? By just doing this simple exercise and looking at your bank balance, looking at your balance sheet, however you track your expenses, you'll be more profitable. Also, commission structure. The amount of times I see solar installation company owners pay their reps $1 a watt, $1.50 a watt, is just unnecessary. There's a lot of killers that will work for a lot less than that if you just give them enough appointments. Because think about it. If you give someone 3 appointments a week and they get $1 a watt and they close one of them, right? They only close one deal and they get $1 a watt. That's fine. Now, if you give someone 30 cents a watt and you give them 10 appointments a week because you've been focused on this, right? Then it still makes more financial sense for them to go work with you because they simply have more opportunities to close, and also they have more opportunities to learn and grow because they're getting more reps in. So really focus on these 2 things, and please remember, if you focus on mediocre tasks, your business will have mediocre results. Mistake number 2, and this might sound a little bit silly once we get into it, but mistake number 2 is cash mismanagement and reinvesting. So you had a really good month. You installed X deals. Let's say you installed 25 deals this month. That's cute, but how much profit did you make? Did your revenue significantly outweigh your costs? So you should really be tracking all these numbers and maximizing all these numbers and optimizing all these metrics. What's your average cost per acquisition? You should get this number as low as possible because this is a cost. Your cost should be as low as possible. Your revenue should be as high as possible. What's your average deal size? You should maximize this. Maybe think about targeting higher wealth income areas. How much gross profit are you making per average deal? You should maximize this. Again, coming from mistake number 1, cut out everything that you don't need. I'm talking specifically costs and also the cost of your time because you're the company's most valuable employee as the CEO. How quickly do you get the cash from the day of signature? So this is also very important because if you have a deal acquisition system, wherever it may be, cold calling, door knocking, or you're using the more advanced systems of like AI, advertising, or digital, any type of digital acquisition system really, your cash flow is very important because what you're doing is you're putting money into advertising, you're putting money into hiring reps. If you get paid within 6 weeks of installing, it's not going to work. You need to get this number as low as possible so your cash flow can be, aligned with your goals, like what you're trying to do. You're trying to grow your business, you're trying to grow as fast as humanly possible. You need to get the cash back and be able to reinvest it straight into your deal acquisition system, wherever it may be. Also, how are you optimizing these metrics? You should be looking at all of this stuff and say, how can I get these numbers to be as good as possible? And quite frankly, if you don't know the answer to these questions, you're gambling with your business. And also, I'm going to get into a little bit of a side note here. Because all of these solar companies are going out of business, the banks, they increase the dealer fees. And sometimes, one day, you could look at your dealer fees and you could be profitable. Another day, you could be unprofitable on all of the deals you install. And if you don't track your balance sheets, if you don't track all of these numbers, how much does it cost me to install? What's the dealer fee? How much does it cost me to acquire a customer? How much do I get from this? If you don't track this at least on a monthly basis, you have the very big possibility of going out of business because this industry is so ever-changing that one day you make $5,000 per deal, next day you make $1,000 a deal just because the dealer fee might change. So you should really be looking at all these numbers and you should be able to maximize the profitability of your business, and that should be one of the focuses that I was talking about. That would be one of the 90% of the stuff that really matters. And please, if you're trying to grow, don't gamble your business. This is not a casino. This is a serious industry. It's going to go to 50% in the next 25 years. Mistake number 3, and this is the biggest one I've seen solar installation company owners encounter, and it's probably the hardest one to solve. And this is inconsistent lead/deal flow as a result of old or traditional sales methodology. Now, when I told you in mistake number 1 how you should focus your time on advertising more, your question might be like, how? Because I tried to do all these things, but it doesn't work. I can't get leads. I can't get appointments. I can't close my appointments. Well, let's get into it. Number 1, what most people do, because this is the easiest way, is purchasing leads. Someone calls you, someone messages you, someone reaches out to you and say, hey, I got all these amazing leads. You can close a lot of deals. Your sellers can start calling them. The problem with this is, number 1, there's no exclusivity, even if your provider guarantees it. Now, what 90% of providers will do is they'll sell you leads, let's say at $50 a pop. And what makes more sense for them as a business? So you're a business owner, just think from their perspective as a business owner. They can sell these leads to one company and make $50 for the same lead that they sell to you, or they can sell to 10 companies and make $500 and let them all compete. Let them all call this person. Let's see what happens. So they can be making 10 times more money from the same information that they have. And even if, and 9 times out of 10, this is not the case. Trust me, I've been in the industry for a long time. I know this. 9 times out of 10, it's not the case. But let's say your lead provider is honest and all your leads are exclusive. What happens, especially if they're aged, even if it's a week, even if it's 2 weeks? How these people usually get this is through digital advertising. And these algorithms of Facebook, Google, TikTok, YouTube, or wherever they might be advertising, they're extremely smart. So let's say one of your leads opted into your lead provider's pipeline, right? What would then happen is these people, they would go on Instagram, they would go on TikTok, and they would get bombarded by solar leads by your competition. And quite frankly, some of these ads will be better than your competitors. Some of these ads will be from solar companies that have way lower prices. So the problem number two just slides off problem number one. Because you have really low exclusivity, whether your lead's been sold to 10 other solar companies or your lead has already had hundreds if not thousands of solar ads ready to play in their algorithm after they just clicked on your lead provider's ad, the very low response rate and interest from the prospect. Because you see, if you have a prospect that's being bombarded by 10 solar companies, they either will go with the best or cheapest one or whatever their goal may be, or they'll get so sick and tired of all these reps calling them that the second they hear the word solar, they're like, man, get me off this phone, and they just hang up on you. So that's why, you have really low interest from the prospect. Problem number 3, even if they're interested, even if they reply to your phone call, you're still competing on price because you have other solar companies that are contacting this person and trying to pitch them on the same thing that you have. And now, what's this? It's a race to the bottom. And why is this a problem? Again, these guys are getting bombarded by your competition. Number 2, and this is the biggest one, I might get a lot of heat for this, but let's do it. Door knocking and cold calling random people. Problem number 1, if you want to scale, what do you need to do? You need to hire more reps. Now, that takes a lot of time, even though it doesn't take a lot of money, because in solar, most people are commission only. It takes time and money for you to train them, to find them, to retain them, and also, it's very high labor turnover. Let's say you're paying them 75 cents a watt, right? So you're paying your rep 75 cents a watt. And Jimmy down the road says, hey, rep, I'll pay you $1 a watt. You'll be doing the same exact thing, but you'll be making, let's say, $2,000 more per deal you close. Now, what will your rep do? There's not a lot of loyalty in the solar industry, and that's why reps change companies every 3 to 6 months, because everyone is people are just happy to make low profit margins. People are desperate. Problem number 3 is any high commission and low profit margins. So if you're trying to hire a rep, if you're trying to hire a sales rep that will go door knocking or cold calling for you, they'll want insanely high commissions. As I said, you will need to also compete with your competition, how much you're paying your rep. And that's a really big problem because your profit margin won't be as high. So you can get 20 deals, but if you're making $1,000 a deal, what good is it? There's people out there making 10,000 who don't make any of these mistakes. Problem number 4, as I said again, so if your reps leave to your next competitor who offers them a better commission, you will then need to invest, hire, train, and competitor offers a higher commission rate again, your reps leave again because your competitors are happy making 10 cents a watt per installation. They don't care. They don't know about these things. They just want to survive. They don't want to go out of business. So, and then you just repeat. You're in this endless cycle. It's a race to the bottom, and you have no advantages or edge over your competition because you're either competing with these guys, you're competing with them who will do the cheapest solar system and who will be able to offset their bill more, or you're competing with these guys down the road who will offer your rep a higher commission rate. So both of these are races to the bottom of low profits. You don't want to be either of these guys. Now, you might ask me, what is the solution? Because these two methods are usually what 80% of the solar industry relies on. Solution is digital advertising to get leads. So what you do is you advertise on a platform like Facebook, YouTube, Google. There's a lot of options out there. You leverage AI and automation to set appointments and nurture these leads. So you need to set up a CRM. You need to set up a solar-specific CRM in order to nurture these leads. Then you hand your reps, I crossed off reps right here because they're not going to be reps anymore. They're going to be closers who are actually not focused on setting appointments. They're not focused on door knocking. They're not focused on cold calling. All they do is, they're not reps, but they're getting their reps in. They're getting the repetitions in of closing. So therefore, they become better closers. You give them these appointments on a silver platter, and you finally scale. And also, if reps, aka closers, are given appointments on a silver platter, you think that they won't take 20, 25, 30 cents or what, but get substantially more appointments than Jimmy down the road who's paying $1 a watt can offer. I mean, they can go work for Jimmy down the road, but if they're getting $1 a watt and they only take 2 appointments a week, the money they can make for working for you and getting 30 cents a watt and getting 15 appointments a week, it just still makes more sense because you can pitch it to them like this. Well, you'll have more opportunities, you'll make more money, you'll also become a better closer, you'll get more reps in, and you'll have more experience. It's a win-win situation for you and for the closer. And you'll be able to hire the best killers in the market. I guarantee you that. Now, this is just a breakdown of how you can do this in more detail. So what you do is you leverage digital platforms and make the compelling offer that solar is in a fun way. Now, we are in a very, very amazing market because solar is just an insane offer. You, as a solar company, are making 30 to 40,000 in revenue, and the customer literally pays nothing. They do pay for it for the loan, but they would have paid for the energy bill anyway. So they're saving money, and you're making a lot of money. So it has the benefit of both the high-ticket industries, where the profit for the company is very high, but it also has the benefit of low-ticket industries, where it's really low sacrifice out of pocket, because it's $0 out of pocket for the customer. It's very, very low sacrifice for the customer. Therefore, it has the benefit of both industries. That's why we're in such an amazing industry, and that's why it's grown to 50% in 25 years, because it's such an amazing offer. You're in the right place. Then you build out a CRM that will store these leads ready for your setters to book an appointment with, and you supercharge it with AI and automation. Now, what you can do, instead of I've seen people also pay setters 10 to 20 cents a watt just for setting appointments. Ridiculous. What you do is you can hire someone on minimal wage to work for you. All they do when an inbound lead comes from your advertising into your CRM, they call up this lead within 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes, they call up this lead and say, hey, can we book an appointment? Ideally, you want to book them in 1 to 3 days. 3 days is the maximum. Ideally, you want to book them on the day or the day after. And you also supercharge it with AI and automation. Now, if your setter doesn't get through to the lead, what you do is you have AI and automation either calling them, dropping ringless voicemails, messaging them, emailing them, giving them special offers. And that is kind of like you have an employee working in the background that you don't need to pay a salary to. You get a CRM for, $97 a month, $200 a month, and that does all of the work for you. And your appointment set rate will skyrocket. Therefore, what I said to you in mistake number 1, you should optimize your appointment set rate. Well, this is optimization right here. Then, what you do, you track your cost per acquisition in the relation to the gross profit you make per average deal. For example, if your cost per acquisition is $1,500, so you track that, but let's say you get leads for example, $50 a lead, right? It's not a good lead cost. Get leads for $50 a lead. Then you set, let's say, 1 in 5 appointments. Your cost per appointment is $250. From this $250, you close, let's say, 1 in 5 again, which is not a very good close rate. Your cost per acquisition ends up being $1,500. Your gross profit per deal, if you followed my advice in mistake number 1, would be around $6,000 per average deal. Let's say you're making 60 cents a watt, average system size is 10 kilowatts. You're in the clear. And you want to get this as low as possible and this as high as possible. Constantly track it. Constantly see how did the market optimize to this. Constantly see the dealer fees. Constantly track your balance sheets. We already talked about this. Then, how this will also help you is you'll build a digital presence. Start posting valuable content on your social media pages for your avatar, which is homeowners in your service areas. Provide them value, make it engaging. What this will also give you is the ability to get organic customers, people coming to you, people who are already interested in this, and they see you as a trustworthy source in your market to get this need that they want, which is renewable energy, which is saving money, which is energy freedom, which is getting a valuable asset on the roof for $0 down, and the countless benefits of solar. I mean, you're in the industry, you already know how good solar is. It's just how you sell it. You want to scale, you want to grow your business, and this is exactly what you hear. What you do is you pump out more ads, you spend more on advertising, you diversify your channels. Let's say you're doing Meta, now you can start doing Google, now you can start doing YouTube. And you track your numbers. Again, track your numbers. As long as you're making at least 3 times what you are spending, you can scale. And that's really the beauty of it, because if you want to scale, you just go and you say, all right, I'm going to record 20 more ads, I'm going to record 50 more ads, I'm going to test them all, I'm going to see which one does the best, which one gets me the most return, and you scale them, you spend more money. And that is way easier than going out there, hiring reps, offering them these crazy commissions, or competing on price, making dirt cheap profits. I mean, this system is really what it works. And here are the benefits of this. Here are really the benefits of this. If you have doubts, if you have, Facebook ads didn't work for me, Google ads didn't work for me, advertising does work. It's just how well you can make it work. How low can you get your cost per lead, cost per acquisition, cost per appointment, all these numbers, how high you can get your gross profit. There's a reason why there's billion-dollar companies out there. There's a reason why Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg is the second richest person in the world right now. It's because if advertising didn't work, no one would spend money on advertising. But quite frankly, advertising does work. Here are the benefits of it. Scalability without limits. So automated system let you expand effortlessly, reaching new markets without additional reps. So you can go into a new state. Let's say you're in Georgia. You want to go to Florida. You can do that easily. What you do is you just go into the ads manager, you duplicate the ads that work for you in Georgia, you test more ads, and you can go to Florida. Or you can go to California, which is thousands of miles away. Just for example. Predictable lead flow. You can actually have a prediction. So you say, I'm at 50 deals this month, and in 3 months, I want to get to 100. Now, you can say, okay, so I'm getting this many leads, I'm spending this much. If I want to get to this number, I'm going to spend this much. I'm going to pump out this many more ads. I'm going to hire this many more closers. It's very predictable, unlike all the other, especially cold calling, man. I'm not even going to get into it. Higher quality prospects. The leads come directly to you and they're already interested in solar. You don't need to call someone, blow someone up, do car salesman tactics. I mean, people don't want to be sold to. People want to buy. And if the people are buying, it makes conversions easier and faster for you. And really removes all the headache that most of these closers have. That's why I told you, you will be able to hire the best in the game if you do this. Enhanced profit margins. Fewer overhead costs and commissions mean more profit per deal for reinvestment. Again, what I got into just a little bit earlier is that you don't want to race to the bottom on either price or commission, which is a race to the top, but it's really a race to the bottom. Reduce employee turnover. Remove commission-based door-to-door reps. Minimize turnover and training expenses. You won't have to deal with all your reps leaving you after 3 to 6 months and having to hire new ones. What you'll be able to do is hire the best in the industry, tell them, look, I'll be able to give you the opportunity to take all of these appointments. They'll already have some sort of experience. You'll know their close ratio, and they'll be happy working for you because they don't need to focus on prospecting. They don't need to focus on chasing leads. They don't need to spend time talking to uninterested prospects. They just sit down at their desk, especially if you're doing remote. Sit down at the desk or go into the home, have an appointment with someone who's interested in solar. They will love to work for you. 5 more. 24/7 lead generation. Well, while your reps can only knock for, let's say, 12, if they're a killer, they could go 16, 18 hours a day maybe. Digital systems work around the clock generating leads even if your team isn't. So you could be generating leads at nighttime, you can be generating leads 24/7. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Easy expansion to new markets. We already got into this. Especially if you're doing remote sales, you could be chilling in Belize, you could be chilling in the Caribbeans, and your leads will be coming in and your system will be way more automated than what you were doing before. Data-driven optimization. Again, you want to scale, you have the data. You know how much it costs you to acquire a customer. You know how much you're making per customer. All these metrics are extremely important, and you can track your data and you can have data-driven decisions, not emotion-driven decisions. Increase brand presence. Targeted ads and organic content also build brand authority beyond what Donald or cold calling can ever achieve, because the digital age is the new age. And if you have this digital presence, again, people will be coming to you. And the beautiful thing about this is that this is exponential. The more you grow, the more organic customers will come to you, the more prospects will come to you. And the more brand authority you build, this just is compound interest, which is the eighth wonder of the world, truly. Hands-off approach for greater efficiency. Again, you could be chilling on the beach, drinking mimosas, doing whatever you want, and your business could still be growing without the grind and the hustle of having to go out there and cold call or even like take appointments yourself. That's the worst. And you can also really make it remote. You can make your business remote. So therefore, instead of one state operating in one state, if you can scale your operations, if you can scale your installation. If you're a sales dealer, this doesn't really apply to you. If you're a vertically integrated EPC who also does their sales, appointment setting, and all this stuff, this can really apply to you, because if you scale to these states and you can install in, let's say, 5 new states, you can go and get customers in these states as easy as this. You don't need to go to this state and find people there and find reps there. You can target whatever area you want. You can also target the rich areas. You can target the areas where your avatars live. I mean, the benefits, I could put 10 more benefits on here, but you get the point. One of my next videos, I'll explain exactly how you can do all these things, especially these, because, I mean, the hardest one is this one, is because the reason why people say advertising doesn't work, they can spend a couple $100 or $1,000, get 0 leads. Why? It's because they don't understand how to advertise. They don't understand what Facebook likes. They don't understand the algorithm. They don't understand how to really say this offer in a compelling way. I mean, solar is an amazing offer, but you need to understand you also have competitors. So you need to know how to present this to the customer in the right way, because sometimes you could say someone like, get your solar panels, get a finance, get a loan, it won't work. You need to know how to do this specifically. And stay tuned for my next video. You're going to see this in action. So, 3 mistakes in a nutshell: not focusing on the right things. Please focus on the right things. Don't waste your time. If you want to grow your business, if you're serious about growing your business, do not waste your time. Do not procrastinate this even further. Trust me, it is not worth it. Cash mismanagement and reinvestment. Again, this might sound silly. Some people think they're making money. They install 20 deals this month, but when they look at a balance sheet, oh damn, I just lost 50 grand this month. A consistent lead and deal flow. Again, do not succumb to these traditional sales methods. It could work if you get in your first 5 to 20 deals a month, for example. And you could even scale it up, but it's just substantially harder. You don't want to go through this grind while you have your competitors getting hundreds of deals a month using this system. They can scale their team, they can make it remote, they just have a lot more flexibility, a lot more profitability, and they just have a way easier life. If you want to scale your solar business fast, please avoid all these 3 crucial mistakes that I've listed right here. And if you look at a system that I've described in mistake number 3, and you might think to yourself, oh man, I would love to have that, but right now I don't have the resources, the know-how, or whatever it might be stopping you from building this within your business yourself, you can schedule a call with either me or a member of my team in the first link in the description or the top comment, and we can talk about how we can get you from wherever you are now to wherever you want to get to. And if you want to learn how AI will revolutionize the solar industry and how you can adapt and come out on top, download my free copy of the ebook AI Powered Solar, and you can read it all out there, and you can see how you can really adapt to this AI that everyone talks about is going to take all our jobs, or the world's over because of AI. Well, you can use this AI to really, really scale your solar business and make a lot of money as well. As always, thank you for watching. I'm Val Baciu with 2 Times Solar.